Hey everyone, today I'm going to be doing a video about the Talon Grips that I put on my Glock 21SF here. I wanted a way to improve the grip texturing on the Glock without doing anything permanent like stippling, or at least before trying stippling I wanted to try something more temporary and a lot less expensive, such as the stick-on grips here from Talon. I know a lot of people who, with their third generation style Glocks, have no problem as far as actually holding on to them, but for me, being used to fourth generation Glocks, I really wanted something that I could get a grip of a lot better. Just to show a contrast, I have a Glock 19 Gen 4 here, and you can see that the texturing on the grip is a lot more aggressive, and that really helps to improve, at least in my case, the controllability of the firearm under recoil. So I wanted a way to improve that on my Glock 21 here. And after looking through a couple different places that offer stick-on grips, I decided to try the Talon ones. Now the Talon grips come in 3 different styles, at least for Glock 21s. You can get them with the rubberized texture that I have here. You can get one that's more of a granulated texture like sandpaper, and then I think they even have a pink one if that's more your style. I decided to go with the rubber texturing just because I wanted the option to be able to carry it inside the waistband, outside the waistband, and I was worried that if I went with the more sandpapery texture grip that it would either start wearing down the clothing that I had around it, or if it was just up against my skin, that it would be really irritating to my skin. So I decided to try out the rubberized texturing because I figured that would add a increase in grip on the pistol, while not being so overly aggressive that it could start damaging either skin or my clothing. So we'll go ahead and give you a closer look here as to how these actually attach. Now it's all one piece. You start on this side and you start wrapping the fingers around, and the entire time you're doing it you want to keep it pulled taut, but not, you don't want to be trying to stretch it, and then you just continue to wrap it around. As you can see, there are little cutouts that make it so that you can conform it to the actual contours of the grip without creating any dimples or any wrinkles in the actual grip itself, and then it finishes overlapping with where you started for the fingers. And as you can see, it doesn't get in the way of actuating the magazine release. If you can see there is a little gap, and it comes just under this little thumb dimple over here on the grip. So as you can see, it does provide a lot of coverage on the grip itself. It doesn't go all the way up the tang. It doesn't go along the sides of the polymer here, but you can buy smaller pieces that you can stick on. I know when you look at people who have stippled their Glocks, a lot of times they'll stipple up here to give their fingers a reference point, to give their thumbs a reference point, and they typically go all the way up to the tang and up on the sides just to give them as much grip texture as possible. So me personally, I've been really satisfied with the improvement that the Talon grips have provided. I'll roll in a picture of what the third generation Glock grips look like. It's going to be hard to tell just in videos and in pictures to know exactly what this feels like, but if you can tell by the picture, it looks pretty slick, especially when compared to the fourth generation Glock that I just showed you. So, and again, because you can't really tell much from pictures, I wasn't really sure how grippy this texturing was going to be, if the rubber would be enough, or if I would kind of regret not going with the more granulated style grips that they provide. But I've noticed a significant increase in controllability with this, and you know, while this isn't the most aggressive texture they have, it seems to be just enough for me to be able to kind of keep control over it and help mitigate recoil a lot better. Being in Oregon, it's not uncommon to be shooting in the rain or less than ideal conditions, or you know, get your hands wet. So I wanted a way to help kind of keep control over the firearm. And this has definitely kind of served the purpose that I've needed it to. In the future, if I decide that this isn't enough, I might go ahead and have someone stipple it, or maybe try the more granulated style grip first. But when I bought this, it was right around $18, I believe, going direct from Talon, And if you have a gun that you want to improve the grip on, Talon makes grips for just about anything. I mean, they have everything from ARs to AUGs, pretty much any handgun manufacturer you can think of. I mean, they even do the magazines. You can get patches to put on the sides of the magazines to improve the grip. All different kinds of AR grips, from the standard A2 grip to the Magpul grips to the BCM gunfighter grips. I mean, they really have covered all the bases possible, in my opinion. So if you're looking for a way to improve the grip or feel of your firearm, whether it be a handgun or rifle, I would really suggest giving Talon a try. I mean, it's fairly inexpensive, especially when you compare it to stippling, unless you do it yourself, and then at that point, you know, if you mess up, you know, you can't really put the blame on anyone else but yourself. So I think you can feel very confident going with something like this. Again, it was right around $18, so a fairly inexpensive way to really improve the feel and the grip on your firearm. So in the future, I might find myself purchasing more Talon grips just to put on some of my other firearms, just because I've been so impressed with this so far. It even though it's rubberized and it's not degranulated, it really gives you almost a little bit of a gummy texture, which really helps keeps it to stick in your hand, which I really like. So I hope you found this video useful. If you've been considering it, I would say go ahead and give it a try. I don't think you'll regret it. At very least, it's going to be an improvement over whatever the standard grips are in most cases. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave those in the comments below. But I appreciate you watching, and I hope you have a good one.